we can avoid doing an interview for the next year about field recordings, then we'll be very happy people.
We suddenly realised, I realised that he'd actually come back here in the night.
We've just been trying to make a record, so we've got about 5 weeks left before the deadline, so we're spending a lot of time here. It's a strange phrase, ambience, because it's not like we like, oh, we'll do the ambient bit now, like what are we doing on Wednesday? Oh, like Monday we've got drums, Tuesday guitars, Wednesday's ambience, like. So, but definitely on this record, we've kind of pulled back a little bit. I think we're more confident, so the songs are a bit more up front, and we're like hiding a bit less. Coming to electronic music as a teenager was definitely through hip hop. That dance music, it has such a high opinion of itself, dance music, you know, and people involved in it take it so seriously. And I think at its best, hip hop really doesn't do that. It's kind of more, it's like very like self-aware. I guess our attitude is closer to how I perceive those hip hop records than coming at it from a kind of the clinical kind of dance music attitude about it. This whole like, you know, everyone, when we started, it was like, oh yeah, no, I really like, really into garage music actually. You know, like everyone was like, I'm super into garage, and it's kind of like best of garage to like 98 CDs that people are then deciding that they've always loved garage, and now it's kind of coming around again just with like house. Like, yeah, no, I'm really into house actually. Post-dubstep is kind of a shitty name, but at the same time, it like I don't have such a massive problem with it as maybe with like other shitty genre names.
You're right about, you know, this is just a big umbrella term. And
it's like the second wave of like people that were influenced by what was going on in London circa like 2005 to 8, but weren't making it. You know, it's like the next. It's not like it's better or worse. A lot of people coming to it, like us, after the first instance of it. So we missed like 2005, 6 and 7 when it was, you know, obviously fantastic as well. I think people were coming to it from like lots of different angles, taking the like energy and the like excitement from that kind of era, and like it really felt like something was actually, you know, important was happening at the time. But bringing their particular influences into it.
In the UK, people are really sort of scared of being labelled something and really paranoid about not doing something that's new and fresh and not going over ideas. I think in America it's the opposite. I think people are way more freer. They're not kind of bolted down by their concerns about, you know, who they are and what their identity is. They have their identity and they're just kind of...
That has like a negative side effect as well, in that like you can spend your entire career just like being like, I make trap, bro, and then
one trick,
and then like not, you know, not challenging yourself at all. I think there's a lot to say for like the British
mentality.
Yeah. Even with dubstep, you had, when that came about, you had stuff like Burial, and at the time, no one had a problem with calling that dubstep, and also having Russ go and calling that dubstep as well. And that was like a really healthy thing. I literally stopped recording the other day to watch a YouTube video of a dog, just a fucking fantastic video of a dog running up some steps and going down like a slide into a pool. And he's like, and I stopped recording to show Dom that, and we just played it over, and you know, it's like that's the kind of generation, like that's the kind of amount of focus that we have as a generation of people.
Yeah, people are really kind of protective of their little islands and kind of try and make sure that, you know, as soon as you hit, you know, oh yeah, by the way, so and so is kind of making the same kind of stuff you're doing, and they're kind of like, who? Sort of like farmers with land and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's that in that way. I think that obviously that needs to break down before any, you know, movement of a big group of people can occur.
So I think it has a use. It's just like if it's broad enough term to use for like the techno stuff and the house stuff and what we're doing and stuff like that. If it can cover all of that, then it has a use. It's just if it just is shit that sounds like our record with like little pitched toms and stuff like that, and that's post-dubstep, then it's kind of redundant. I think I spend less time just reflecting on stuff than you should do, really, because you can just, you know, fill every minute of the day with checking Twitter. And there's nothing you can compare it to, like the whole of history, where you just like hold up a phone to your ear and it's just people like, you know, babbling. You know, it's an incredible tool. I just think we're the first people to try it out, and we've just gone like, and then maybe in years to come we'll have figured out how to use it a bit better. But
I just think, yeah, I mean, I just think as you grow older, things change and how you perceive the world changes. But it's very difficult for me anyway, to spend the time kind of getting to know myself as I get older. It just seems so difficult to knuckle down and get stuff done without being concerned about, you know, the next thing to kind of
that's it.
preoccupy yourself.
It's like that's focus on what's happening afterwards, kind of thing. You never really stop and taking what's actually kind of really going on right then. Years pass and you haven't stopped to say like, oh, this is what's really happening. You need to have like some kind of Pompeii moment where the internet explodes
People
and just spurges over like, you know, and entirely kills people, and it's like shut down the internet for a year. No one goes online. And then I think when we come back, it will seem a bit more focused. But I think until that happens, probably just carry on just watching YouTube videos of dogs.